What is up, guys? It is your girl Antoinette, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, or not as important but still crucial to human existence and relationships and all that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into the video, I'd like to introduce myself as Antoinette. I post videos once or twice a week. Most of my videos contain things about lifestyle, adulthood, debt-free journey, college, everything in between. And if you think you are interested in any of those things from me, go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment, and follow me on all of my social medias. Now we can get into the video. So I want to start off by saying that relationships are an integral part of every single society or community that we engage in. Relationships are a part of how we thrive, and it takes a village to raise someone, or it takes a village is a very accurate saying, because it truly does take a village to be able to raise someone, to be able to teach someone, for them to grow, for them to learn their exosystem and ecosystem. I don't know, if you take a basic sociology or psychology class, you would know that relationships are integral parts of our functioning and learning. And in order for us to thrive, we need those people in our lives that are going to root for us, that maybe don't root for us. We need those to learn too. And I'm not really a fan of the culture where it's like, I don't care about anyone or anything, because you kind of do care, even when you say you don't. Unless you truly don't care, then sometimes that's true, but for the most part, we care. So in this video, I wanted to tell you, or talk about, how to know if somebody is your friend or not. Sometimes some people may pick up on social cues, some people don't. And I think a lot of the times we can't be adults or be as communicative as we want to. People miss those cues, or people miss, a lot of things that indicate that you're not friends, including me. I miss them all the time, but a lot of people don't pick up on those when, of course, the person can just say you're not friends, but I'm going to give you the whole spiel and a bunch of stuff to let you know that maybe you should reevaluate your friendships and your relationships and the people in your life, and how you want to continue moving forward with your life and growing. So the first thing is, if you even have a doubt in your mind whether or not they're your friend, they most likely are not your friend. And I want to say this to say, if you have an inkling about anything in life, usually you should go with your first mind and realize that, okay, let me assess the situation. Let me think about why I feel this way. What have their actions been towards me, towards certain situations that I bring to them? What are they bringing to the table for me? And if I even have that doubt in my mind, it's like, oh, I need to step back and think about whether I want to keep having this connection with this person, especially if they're making me doubt myself and doubt our friendship. That's the first part. Like, you don't need to know if you're friends or not. If you have doubts, it's already starting to break away, because I feel like when you have relationships, when you have friendships, there's never a doubt of whether or not they're your friend, or whether or not you can come to them, or whether or not you can trust them, or whether or not they're benefiting you and you're benefiting, like you guys bring something to the table and you're equally and mutually benefiting from each other. If you have a doubt, listen to it, because most of the time you're probably right. If they're a friend, and if you call them a friend and they're not really there for you when times are rough, that is also another indication or red flag that they're not really your friend. If you can't call on them for certain things, or for anything really, if you can't call on them and say, hey, I'm really having trouble with this, look at me doing the old phone thing. But if you can't say, hey, I'm really having trouble with this, I really am struggling with this, can you help, or do you have any advice, or can you just listen? And this is not for like trauma dumping and laying things on your friends all the time, because that can be tiring too. But if you feel like you can't come to them with everything and trust them with everything, then 9 times out of 10 they're not your friend, and you're holding that connection for no reason, or for some reason that you don't know, but really it should just be broken apart. If you can't come to them, you're not a friend. If I can't trust you to keep my secrets, if I can't trust you to have a level head and listen to what I'm saying, then we're not friends. We can't keep going on like that if we can't listen to each other. If I can't listen to you vent, or if everything you say to me is grating, or if you vent to me and I'm really sick of hearing it, then we can't be friends. That's just not good for either of us, and especially not good for me if I feel like I can't come to you or I can't trust you with certain things. Number 3 is kind of debatable, but if you find yourself reaching out or messaging them more and you realize that you would not hear from them otherwise, then they're probably not your friend. Obviously, people have lives. We all have lives. We all have things to do. But if you can't take 2 seconds out of your day, maybe every once in a while, to say, hey, I'm thinking of you, hey, I love you, hey, how's it going in your life, here's like where I'm at, then we're not as close as we think we are. We're not really friends, or we're not as connected as we think we are. And I use connected a lot in this video. You probably should count. But if I feel like I have to constantly make an effort when you're not making any effort, then we are not friends. That's just simple. If we can go years without talking, we're not really friends, and we probably never were. For me, that's something that people fall out of touch. That's fine. But if I come to you and I ask you, hey, why aren't we as cool, or why aren't we as tight, or why aren't we messaging each other more? Hey, I feel like I message you more. That shouldn't, like, that situation shouldn't ever happen. There's phones, there's text, there's email, there's come to my house, come see me in person, even though with Corona you can't really do that. But if there's all these channels and all these ways for you to connect with me, but you're connecting with other people consistently, then we're not friends. That is just, I have no other way to say that, because like, you see when people spend more time with you than other people. You see when someone spends more time with other people than you, and you wonder and you question. And I feel like with friendships, I'm going to keep saying it, you shouldn't have to question anything ever. You shouldn't have to question where you stand in someone's life. Either they let you know or you leave. Stand up for yourself and ask, are we cool? Did I do something? What's going on? Ask those questions, because communication is key. And understand that sometimes the answer might not be what you want. It might not be good. And you have to take that as face value and believe what people say and mourn and move on if it's not good. If it is good, then okay, continue doing what you're doing to keep those connections and those friendships. But don't hang on to something that's not there. Don't hang on to something that isn't meant to be. Okay, this is a big one, and I found myself doing this to some friends too. But as you find your friend, you find them publicly congratulating and celebrating other people. And I did this to one friend, and I was like, why do I do this? Why do I not, say anything to them on social media, or like post their pictures and things like that? So I was the one being a shitty friend, and I had to reevaluate and tell myself, okay, maybe I don't value this friendship as much as I thought I did, or as much as this other person thinks I does. So I need to reevaluate and say whether I want to keep this friendship or not, whether I feel that this is important to me or not, because obviously it's not as important. And celebrating someone publicly can mean the world to them. And I'm not just saying every single time. You don't have to, if you guys connect privately, then that's fine too. But if you're saying congratulations to Sally, Sarah, Nick, Kevin, if you're saying congratulations to all of them on social media, or you're throwing parties for them, or you're taking them out to dinner, but your friend that just got a promotion at their job, you're not saying anything to them publicly, that kind of shows. Public displays of affection don't always mean like the relationship type. They can be friendship types where you are giving them your quality time, where you are giving them your time, like, period. You're giving them the same affection and love that you're giving other people, and they're giving you that. So if you find that a friend posts other people more, or they don't celebrate you, or they don't think about you in certain ways that they uplift other people, then it's time to reevaluate. You don't have to be like an end-all be-all. Have conversations with these people, have healthy conversations, and listen and learn, as I've been saying this entire video too, because we are not without flaws, and sometimes friendships can be hard for some of us, and we don't always make the right choices and the right decisions, but we owe it to ourselves to learn. We owe it to ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves. And we can't be that unless we ask, unless we talk, unless we reflect, and unless we do the work. Okay, this one is one I dealt with a lot in high school and middle school with my so-called best friend. We were like best friends since first grade, but she kind of changed and we went our separate ways. If they act differently and treat you badly in front of other people, it was so wild to me, because it was a matter of just like differences in lifestyles, I guess. And in middle school, she hung out with people that were not particularly nice to me, and she would laugh and giggle with them, but also come to my house on the weekends and hang out with me. It was just like that two-faced thing that none of us need in our lives. And so we have to figure out where these people are going to continue. Like, no, we don't have to figure it out. Matter of fact, cut them off. If they treat you like shit in front of other people, cut them off. If you feel like you're not as valued when you're with them in front of other people, cut them off. If they make jokes about your weight, about your looks, about your sexuality, about anything in front of other people that they know you're not comfortable with, cut them off. They don't respect you, they don't respect your time, and they don't respect how you feel and your feelings. Cut them off. I mean, what more can they say, or what more can they do to show you they're not really your friend. So it's all about how you feel and how these people make you feel. So another one that I realized is if they come to you for all of their problems but don't want to listen to yours, if they don't have any interest in your life, basically you're just a sounding board or a brick wall for them to talk at, and they don't offer any of the same things to you. So with that being said, that is the end of my video. I hope you had some thoughts or resonated with some of the words that I said, and I hope that you realize that you are perfect. I hope you feel safe and loved, and sending you light and love and peace. I'll see you next week.